Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you are ready to chat with me this morning. I have got my favorite drink this morning, which is Diet Mountain Dew. I generally drink this when I am working my part-time job. I am a non-alcohol drinker, and not that I'm against anyone that drinks alcohol, but this is my drink that kind of picks me up and it gets me going for the evening. And as you all know, my Saturdays are generally very, very long. So this is the drink that I usually drink on Saturday nights. Now you're asking, why are you drinking it on a Sunday morning? Then it's not Saturday night. Well, I don't have any coffee in the house this morning, and I just kind of felt like I wanted some Mountain Dew. So I reached in the refrigerator and I poured myself a nice cold glass of Diet Mountain Dew. And yes, I do know that it's not the best thing in the world for you, but yes, I drink it, and what can I say? So let's chit chat a little bit about what happened on my part-time job last night. Well, as you can tell by the title of this video, it is about who are your friends, and that it's just mainly about, I don't know how to put it into words. I guess being responsible yourself, and then knowing who your real friends are and asking yourself, are you a good friend? And for first and foremost, are you a good friend to yourself? And the reason why I say that is because I see this a lot, and especially amongst, I want to say the age group between 21 and 25. I think there is just a great need to fit in, a great need to be a part of, a great need to be unable to deal with peer pressure, I guess is the best way to put it. Now, one of the things that my girlfriend and I, when I went through my divorce a long time ago, I met a girl that had never been married, and she still's never been married, but Laverne was one of the greatest friends I could ever have in the single world, as I would call it, because I had spent most of my adult life, or all of my adult life, married, and I really didn't know a lot about going out or hanging out at clubs or anything like that. But at the same time, I was now single, and I had every other weekend free when my son was with his dad, and I wanted to mix and mingle with people. So she started taking me out, and we used to have this thing, we'd go out every other weekend. But we were always very, very responsible. Now, mind you, we were in our 30s, so maybe that has a lot to do with it. I don't know, but I can't even imagine myself being 23 and being so irresponsible that I just let myself just go, or let my friend just go. And but whenever we would go out, we always had a pact. We came together, we stayed together, and we lead together. Now, that is something that I noticed amongst the younger crowd these days. This doesn't seem to be quite as important. I see it constantly. I'll have young girls come in the bathroom. They'll get sick, or they'll pass out, or whatever. And it could be an hour before one of their friends come to say, hey, have you seen so-and-so? Or even the boyfriend. And this is what really, it just, I can't even begin to imagine what kind of relationship you're having with someone when your own boyfriend don't even know that you're not there for 30 minutes. Like, who does that? And last night was just one of those nights that I had a beautiful young girl. It was her birthday. She turned 23. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous young lady. And it's hard for me to always keep an eye on everyone that walks in and go into the stalls, because when it gets busy, sometimes I have no idea what's going on. And I didn't see her come in and go inside one of the stalls, but I do have a tendency, I kind of check them when it seems like a door has been closed for a long time, or, I kind of monitor the feed action. My camera just died, so I had to plug it in. I apologize for that. But as I was saying, I do try to monitor the feet action, looking to see if it's the same pair of shoes that's been there, or worst case scenario, that the shoes appear to be either laying on the floor, off the feet, or, you name it. So anyway, last night I happened to notice there was a group of girls that had been coming in throughout the night, and they were very sweet girls. And in fact, I chatted with this girl several times. I did not see her, however, come in, and she went into one of the stalls. And I kind of thought, boy, that door hasn't moved for a while. So I peeped underneath, and when I peeped underneath, I could see her sitting on the floor, face towards the commode, and her feet were straddled out like this around the commode. And I thought, oh my goodness. And so I knocked on the door. She didn't answer, so I pushed the door open because luckily that is one of the ones that the door doesn't lock. So I was able to just push the door open and ask her if she was okay. And of course, she's saying yes, but she's not demonstrating that she's okay. So what I ended up doing is trying to pick her up, and I couldn't because unfortunately, when a person is drunk or in that passed out state of mind, and she wasn't passed out, but she was in that like almost passed out state of mind. They're like dead weight. And she and I were probably pretty close to the same weight. She may have been a little bit smaller than me, but not enough that I could have picked her up. And so, of course, it was busy. I closed the door back. So it didn't appear that she'd thrown up or anything. It just appeared that she had just basically said, I can't do this anymore, and just plomped her butt down. So anyway, I went on, I tried to do a few things. I'd go knock on the door, check on her. She still seemed to be okay. I had one of the girls to go get one of the managers. Unfortunately, I wish they would, and it's something that I kind of feel like I probably should mention to them, that if I had one of the little, I don't know, the little, I don't know if they're called walkie-talkies, but the little things that the waitresses walk around with sometimes and the bouncers have. But because a lot of times I can need assistance in the restroom and I can't really just leave and go and get someone because my stuff is spread out everywhere and it's just not feasible for me to always leave. So anyway, I did get a manager to come in, and she just said, well, she appears to be okay. Do you know who she is? I said, unfortunately, I don't. I didn't see her come in with anyone. I didn't even see her come in. I've seen her throughout the night, but I didn't know her well enough to say, this is so-and-so. She said, well, we're just going to leave her there. And we only have about 30 more minutes before the club closes, and hopefully her friends will come and look for her. Well, unfortunately, no one showed up until the very end when the club was closing. And when they walked in, then it all hit me because I recognized the girl, but I could not for the life of me at the time think of who was with her. And that's the sad part, because I see so many people, and at some point it gets so busy that it's almost impossible for me to know every person or remember every person's name. I recognize maybe their clothing and different things about them, but I don't necessarily know which group of girls belonged together, so to speak. And so they came in, they were like, have you seen this? They named the name, and I said, is she wearing a peach color top? And they were like, yes. And I took them right to her, and they go, oh my God. And they fall to the floor and they're asking her, are you all right? And, and I'm looking at them thinking, this girl has been in here for about 45 minutes and no one has missed her until the club closed. Now, first of all, it's her birthday. Who watches out for your friend on their birthday? Like everyone, maybe? That's my idea. Okay, so she's 23. It's her birthday. She's probably going to indulge a little bit more perhaps than the norm. Why aren't you watching out for her? Shame on you. And then they kept saying, go get, and they kept naming a guy's name. Now, I don't know if this guy was her boyfriend. I can't say that. But what I'm going to say is, he was with the crowd, and I guess maybe I'm putting a little bit more responsibility on the male because maybe I'm just old school. I don't know. But if you are a guy, and even if you're not a boyfriend of any of the girls, but you're hanging out with your girlfriends, meaning just friends that are girls, and you notice that one of them is missing, or I guess, and you probably didn't, but I guess my question is, how do you not notice? And when you make a decision to go out as a group, do you not ever sit down and have a conversation that, hey, you know what, we have to look out for each other. We need to make sure that, someone's being responsible enough not to drink too much or not to drink anything at all, preferably. But, I don't know. I just don't get it, because I watched this girl lay on the floor with her face laying towards the commode. I tried my best several times to get her up. And it breaks my heart because I'm not, I'm only one person. And unfortunately, I guess with the club, the managers, they see stuff like that so much that, they have a responsibility to a certain extent, which to me, I thought that they should have gotten her up and we could have gotten her out to the front where we could have gotten, maybe the DJ could have announced that someone needs to come and get her. But I guess they don't do that. Well, they didn't do that last night. So anyway, and I guess because she didn't appear to be like she wasn't sick or anything like that. She was just like a person fell asleep, but she wasn't really asleep. She was just kind of laying there, like, and she would talk, but she wouldn't move, and I couldn't get her to move. But anyway, I just felt really bad for her. And I don't agree with management in that aspect, because I don't own the club. I can't make those kind of decisions, but I do voice my opinion to them. I let them know that, hey, I think she needs to be taken out of here, but I can't override you. So I'm just going to keep my eye out on her. And I did. And we were able to, at the very end, she, I guess, listened to her friends a little bit more so than she listened to me. They were able to convince her. We gave her some water, and we were able to get her up. And then a guy that came and met us at the door was able to help her get to the car. But I just cannot believe that a night can go by, 45 minutes can go by, and you are with your girlfriends and nobody miss you. Nobody knows that you're not there. And even if, I mean, like when me and my friend Laverne would go out, I mean, there were times, we have to do our little own thing because we're trying to get our flirt on or whatever with the cutie guy, or, whatever. But what we always did was we would have a rule that like every couple minutes, like no more than 10 minutes, we had to check on each other. We do a quick walk over. You all right? You good? Whatever. And pretty much anytime we went to the restroom, we went together. I'm not going to say every time, but even if we went alone, the other one knew, hey, I'm going to run to the restroom. I see you're chatting with your friend right now. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. If I'm not back in a few minutes, she's coming pounding on the door. Hey, you okay? What's up? So, and I guess that's part of being responsible and knowing that you got your friend's back, or your friend has your back. And so my question to all the beautiful young ladies that go out, that are on YouTube, your friends of your friends, even to you guys, if any of you happen to thumb through this video and you see it, if you have a girlfriend, keep your eye on her. If you have friends that are girls, keep your eye on them. Come on, help be responsible. Don't make it 45 minutes that you have no idea where your friend is. Never do that. That is not okay. So, and people, be responsible yourself. I mean, no, is it someone's responsibility to always look out for you? No, it's not. But, you can be responsible for yourself. You can say, you know what? I know I'm turning 23. I know it's my birthday. I know it's my whatever. I know I just graduated from college. I know whatever you're celebrating. But think about it. Do I want to make a fool out of myself? Do I want to see myself face down over a commode? Obviously, I mean, you shouldn't want to feel that way. I hope you don't. So stop it at some point. Know when you've had too much of things, not like Diet Mountain Dew, but the stuff that can really mess you up. Know your limit. Know when to say, you know what, I am going to change over and have a Diet Mountain Dew, or I'm going to have water. Know your limit. Don't allow yourself to be placed in a situation where you could be harmed, or harm could come, you could get sick and embarrass yourself. I mean, just don't ever do that. And I just feel so bad for this young lady. I hope they made it home safely. As I was driving home, I saw that a truck had flipped over. They had all kinds of police officers, rescue squads out there. I said a prayer. I hope that those people that were in that vehicle, or I don't know, I only saw the one. I don't know if it was more than one, but I pray to God that they're all okay. And that is one of the things that bother me the most when I'm out late at night like that. I always say a prayer. I ask God to be my steering wheel to get me to and from safely. And I pray for all my ladies and their friends that when they leave, that they make it home safely. I just have a heart when it comes to things like that. And that is, again, one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I just feel like someone's got to be out there looking out for them. And even though I could not make the decision to get her out of there, I made the decision to make her as comfortable as I possibly could. I laid a towel between her and the commode so that she wasn't directly laying on the commode once I realized that she was there. And I took her shoes and I set them aside safely until, so that they would be okay, or, whatever. But I did what I could do within reason to try to help this young lady. And I guess all I can say to you, please, young ladies, young men, and even the older ladies and older men, because I know that sometimes when you get out with the crew, you just want to be a part of, and you don't want to stop because you don't want anybody to talk about you or tease you, but know your limit, be responsible, look out for your friends, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of you. You're the only person you have. God bless. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you soon.